everyone, Nat 1995 here in the video game fanfic plot with a new story for you all. It is called A Spark of Life. And remember, I do not own this story and I give full credit to its author, that is Kiera27 on fanfiction.net, and this a Harry Potter crossover with Transformers. Now on to the story.
The Parting of Ways. What are we going to do about these wizards and witches that the Screeching Banshee told us about? It is unlikely that they would just let us take the new Allspark without some sort of resistance, and this magic is not something that we could counter easily. Barricade leaned against a makeshift bay and stared at Megatron as he paced from one end of the base to the other. From what the Squishy told us, this magic reacts very badly with anything that runs on electricity, so any direct attacks would likely be disastrous. Yes, we would have to be very careful to get the little spark on our side before these magic users find out about us. The boy should be able to use his own powers to make us immune to the powers of the others. Megatron paused and looked toward the setting sun. The only problem would be getting to the boy without Prime having any idea what he has in his possession. Of course, that may not be very hard at all if we play to his sense of honor. I can't wait to get out of this base and back into civilization. Sam practically pranced over to a silently laughing Bumblebee. No offense, but the only thing to do out here is staring at the tumbleweeds and count the cacti. Not exactly a thrilling schedule. Yes, we have taken you away from your teenage schedule of watching television and hitting on the various chicks at the mall. Every human swiveled to look at Ratchet as he stared at them from the door of the bay. I shall never understand your race's urge to procreate when there are so many of you currently living on this planet. Every human present, including the adults, blushed and hurried to the vehicle that was going to take them home, for a little while at least. Bull was going to ride with Ironhide to his home to retrieve his wife and his daughter to bring them back to the base. With the Decepticons hiding out somewhere, it was decided that it wouldn't be safe for any member of their close family to be on their own. It wouldn't be unusual for Megatron to use anyone he could get his hands on to his advantage after all. Michaela was being taken by several government agents that had been assigned to the Transformer detail to California to get her father. It had been decided that with her services in the saving of the planet, it would be a small thing to let her father out of prison early and relocate him to the military base. At least that wouldn't have to worry about him hot-wiring any of the cars on the base, though it would certainly be a sight to see. The Witwickies, with Harry, was going to clean out their house and make sure that the high school knew that Sam was not going to finish schooling there but would be tutored. Joy. Harry was mainly just going along to get out of the base for a little while. After all, they couldn't really take a short trip to Hogwarts and let the headmaster know that the savior of the wizarding world was going to take some time off to hang out with some huge aliens. That would probably be enough to make Dumbledore choke on a lemon drop. Ip's only close family was Kingsley, and he had already sent out an owl letting him know that he was going to be spending time on a very big, pun intended, assignment, and he wasn't going to be able to make his yearly visit. He also made sure to let his cousin know that the boy who lived was somewhere safe but that he would not be coming back to school that year. What followed was a large shipment of course books with the advice to make very sure that Harry didn't come back and that there apparently was a lot of problems going on between the Ministry and Hogwarts. Kingsley told him that while Harry had been left out of the mudslinging that was going on, it would likely focus solely on him the moment that schools started up again, but without him there they wouldn't have a target to work with. The natural magical fields of America would disguise Harry's magical signature, and his OWLS could be taken at the end of the year with no trouble by an independent tester. What do you make of the humans that have been helping us? Ratchet watched with hooded optics as Optimus paused in his pacing to look in the direction that most of the humans had left in. Ironhide and Bumblebee were the only Autobots that had volunteered to ferry the humans around. The Witwicky boy seems to be very brave and has a good head on his shoulders, even if he is a bit impulsive, as most sparklings are. His parents do not seem to follow the normal human norms for a mother and a father unit. The mother wields most of the power while the father is more comfortable following her lead. She is a formidable woman. Ratchet vividly remembered how terrified Red Alert had been when he had tried to put up an electric fence without tasking, and Judy Witwicky had chased him from one end of the base to the other with a metal bat that she seemingly pulled from thin air. Indeed. Optimus shared a smile with his medic before sobering. Michaela is a very sturdy and brave female but seems to have a hard time dealing with other humans in positions of authority. She seems especially wary of the soldiers. The soldiers themselves are quite interesting characters. Most of them returned to formal duty as soon as Mission City was over, but both Will and Dips stayed behind to help us. Will seems to be a sturdy leader with a good head on his shoulders and truly seems to care about those under him. Ironhide seems to be quite taken with the man. The smirk on Optimus' face spoke volumes. I am sure that any woman that could catch Will's eye will likely appeal to Ironhide as well. Ips is rather odd, even for a human. He started off as a very informed but somewhat impulsive individual, but after young Harry lost consciousness he seemed to have become obsessed. Ratchet could clearly remember trying to run scans on the boy and having the man hovering around him like he was suddenly going to decide to hurt the boy for no good reason. It was rather unnerving. I do not think that it is an unhealthy level of obsession, but the boy will not be able to get a scratch as long as that man watches over him. So Optimus' voice took a slightly wispy quality as he switched his processes toward the youngest human. Harry is a very kind and charming young human that seems to put the happiness of others in front of his own for the most part. He refuses to complain of pain but pays a great deal of attention to how everyone around him is feeling. He has the making of a very good leader, though he seems to lack the desire to tell anyone what to do. It will be very interesting to watch that one come into his own.
Well, that's the ending of that chapter. I do hope you enjoy this video. If you like to see more, remember to hit that like button, subscribe to this channel and leave a comment down below. Until next time.